In the distant year of 2025, alien creatures had wiped out 95% of humanity, and the survivors could only hide in doomsday bunkers to cling to life. To preserve human civilization, people had no choice but to build watchtowers outside the bunkers, and the sentinels stationed there became humanity's last line of defense. Every 100 days, they were tasked with transporting bricks to the towers, a task that should have been simple for these heavily armed guards. However, Ivan, who was on his first mission, was chilled to the bone when he arrived at the watchtower. He saw no sign of the previous sentinel stationed there, leaving him completely baffled. Something clearly wasn't right, so he quickly headed to the control area. But to his surprise, all the surveillance systems and defense weapons were functioning normally. Though the situation was strange, cautious Ivan promptly contacted his superior. Even though he had doubts about the orders, Ivan gave a firm confirmation to his superior. In the following days, worried that he might get bored alone, his superior prepared countless fresh meals and even a daily allowance of cigarettes for him. Yet, despite this comfortable life, one thing was missing: a woman. Day after day, Ivan found the routine dull and monotonous. That changed on the long second day of his mission, when the appearance of a little white mouse brought him a spark of joy. With his new companion, the usually serious Ivan began to smile. But the good times didn't last. While he and the mouse were happily playing hide-and-seek, an alarm suddenly went off. Other watchtowers had been attacked, and soon the broadcast announced that the sentinels were gone. Terrified, Ivan immediately checked the tower's defense systems. There was no sign of an attack, but something seemed off in a nearby forest. Something was hiding in the darkness. Ivan quickly reported the situation to his superior. The response was calm. As long as the defense systems weren't triggered, the base was considered safe. Resigned, Ivan had no choice but to follow orders. The next day, the alarm sounded again. A surveillance camera had lost its signal for unknown reasons. Ivan, fearless, grabbed his equipment and went straight to the scene. But there was nothing unusual, just a camera that had run out of battery. He quickly restored the feed, thinking it had been a false alarm. But on his way back, something unexpected happened. He noticed a long claw mark on a tree, and on its backside, a crow pinned unnaturally to the trunk. Even stranger, the crow wore a special tag reserved for sentinels, and the name on it was that of the previous sentinel. The terrifying sight sent chills down Ivan's spine. He returned to the base to report it again, but his superior's reply was full of holes. They claimed that the previous sentinel, Xiaobing, hadn't encountered any incident and had merely been called back to headquarters. Although it sounded almost like a joke, Ivan had no choice but to believe it. The next day, still skeptical, he returned to the spot where he had found the crow, and this time, something unexpected happened.